Good morning, Jacked and Nerdy fans. Welcome to my non-spoiler review for A Quiet Place Day 1. Before I jump into that review video, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy our content, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It greatly supports the channel and it doesn't cost you a thing. So smash that thumbs up button. Once again, we appreciate your support. So let's jump straight into it. I've been really excited for this movie. I'm a big John Krasinski fan. I think his writing, his directing, and his acting are all top notch. I think he's one of the most underrated actors, or one of the most underrated people in Hollywood today. Anything that he's attached to, I will give it a go full wholeheartedly without hesitation. That being said, the first Quiet Place and the second Quiet Place films I still haven't actually seen. So full disclosure, I have not seen the first two films. I was planning on watching them in the lead up to seeing the new Day 1 film, but between family illness and everything else, time just got away from me and I didn't get a chance to. However, now that I've watched this film, I'm planning to go back and watch the first two films this weekend when I have some free time. So, full disclosure, I have not seen the first two films. I've seen snippets and I've heard great things. But I was still really, really excited to see this film because the first two films did really, really well, and I'm always interested in a bit of an origin kind of story with these types of things as well when there's a lot of lore. So, let's jump straight into it. So, obviously, as the name entails and as the trailers have shown, this film depicts what happened the day that the alien creatures arrived on Earth and how everything kind of went from there. So it's they call it Day 1, but really it's the first maybe 3 days of what happened, and it's all based in New York. So obviously it's not global or what have you. This is just one story of what happened Day 1, or the first couple of days in New York. Of all places, funnily enough, one of the noisiest but busiest places on Earth. So as you could imagine, the chaos that ensued. They did a really, really good job of depicting the madness and chaos and everything that would have probably happened if this sort of thing did actually occur, so to speak. They did a great job of showing the cityscapes and everything of New York. I was in New York. Obviously, I'm in Australia, but my wife and I spent our honeymoon in New York, and absolutely loved every moment of it. And it's a beautiful city, and they really did do a really good job of capturing that beauty of the city in this film. Again, it kind of the beauty of the city is often overshadowed by the busyness and the hustle and bustle and the noise and everything else. So, seeing it, seeing the opening of it, how it's a very noisy city. I think it averages 90 decibels at all times. And then going from that juxtaposition to everything has to be quiet, and the streets are deserted and there's just not a sound and there's no one around. They did a fantastic job of showing that juxtaposition of the difference. There are quite a few moments in this film where you can just hear a pin drop in the cinema, which was really, really good because everyone in the cinema is also trying to stay quiet, which is really, really fun as well. I only wish I could have been in the cinema for the first two films and experienced that in the cinema with an audience. I think it probably would have been the same kind of thing, like everyone in the cinema is trying to remain really quiet, and so it's really, really good. One thing I will note, and obviously I don't like to give spoilers away in this, so I won't, but I found it really unique, the angle that John Krasinski is really good at taking a genre or taking a premise, whether it be, A Quiet Place or whatever. He's really good at taking a property and looking at it and then saying, hey, how about we approach it from this angle or something completely left field that you wouldn't have thought of. And he definitely did that in this film. At first, when I first kind of realised, oh, wow, okay, so this film is centred around this particular character. At first I thought, well, that's really stupid. Why would you follow this particular character? Why, as an audience, should we care about this particular character? It felt completely redundant to me at first. But as the story progresses, you find yourself getting connected to the character and understanding the character better, the main kind of character better. And then you do become attached to this character and want to see it all through to the end. Bravo to John Krasinski. Like I said, at first I just did not understand why he would write this story about from this particular angle based on this particular character. Surely it would be more interesting to follow it from a different person's point of view. Maybe who was it? Damon Hansu's character. I mean, he's a brilliant actor in his own right, and again, I mean, he could have carried this whole film on his shoulders if he wanted to. But, in theory, and the way that these type of genre films go, typically they would have followed it from Damon Hansu's character's point of view. But John Krasinski, in his creative genius, said, no, we're not going to, that's the norm. That's the way all of these films go. No, what we're going to do is we're going to follow it from this person's point of view, which, again, completely left field. Did not understand it at first, thought it was really silly or stupid at first. But then, again, as I said before, as the film went on and you got to know the character better and you got to understand it a lot better, I wholeheartedly, I thought he did a fantastic job. So this film has quite a few interesting characters and interesting actors in it. As I said, Damon Hansu, who you would know him from Gladiator and the Fast and the Furious movies and all these fantastic films that he's been in. He plays a very small role in this film. We've also got Alex Wolff, who I'm not hugely familiar with his work, but he did a great job. Alexander John. Now the lead was who we got here? Lupita Nyong'o. That's right. I could the whole time I'm watching the film and I'm trying to recognise her. Lupita Nyong'o as in the lead. Absolutely, she did a fantastic job. But also, you would have seen in the trailers, whoever the male co-star, Joseph Quinn, who I'm not overly familiar with. Actually, I'll just bring up his. He was in Game of Thrones. Apparently he's in the upcoming Fantastic Four. He was in Stranger Things, apparently. I can't remember him in that. Also, apparently, he is signed up to be in Gladiator 2. He was also in James Gunn's Overlord. So he's been in a few things, so that's pretty good. He played Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. There we go. But yeah, I'll be interested to see him in Fantastic Four. But anyway, Joseph Quinn. I thought he did a really, really good job as well. He showed a lot of emotion, a lot of he was a very complex kind of character. I felt he did very, very well with what he had to work with. Quite a few times, actually, I thought he looked like a young Robert Downey Jr. quite often to me. I'm sitting there going, wow, if you think of Robert Downey Jr. 20 years ago. Put a picture of Robert Downey Jr. 20 years ago and Joseph Quinn, and I thought it was the same person. So there you go. But I thought he did a really good job as well, Joseph Quinn. So thumbs up to him. I'm really excited to see what else he comes up with in the near future, especially with Fantastic Four and Gladiator 2. So interesting. So look, absolutely, if you're a fan of the genre, you will definitely enjoy A Quiet Place Part 2. If you are a fan of the first two films, I'm pretty sure you'd be really happy with this film as well. Again, full disclosure, I haven't seen the first two films. I will be going back and rewatching them, watching them this weekend, as I've been planning to for quite some time. I will just go ahead and do it. So absolutely. So if you're a fan of the genre, you definitely will like this film. Again, what's also really noticeable with John Krasinski, he makes these films for really, really low budget. So this film had a total budget of $67 million, which by Hollywood standards is dirt cheap. It's going to make that money back in spades. It will make all of that money back and more this opening weekend. I'm 100% confident in that. So, hey, as far as I'm concerned, it's another win for John Krasinski. Absolutely love the man. He can practically do no wrong. I did not enjoy If personally. A lot of people did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it personally. But that's just a creative or taste thing. I will continue to sing John Krasinski's praises, and I'll continue to follow his career. Anything he signs his name to, I will see. So, in my opinion, I would give this film a solid 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy it immensely. It makes me want to go back and watch the first two films, so I will definitely do that this weekend. Hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know what you guys think of this film. Are you a fan of this franchise? Did you enjoy the first two films? What were your thoughts on the new or the third film, Day One? I'd be really interested to know what everyone else thinks. Hit me up in the comment section below. As always, give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, guys, stay jacked and stay nerdy.